It gives me great pleasure now to introduce you to our guest speaker for this afternoon. At the tender age of 17, Phil Dudderidge had his first real taste of the music industry working as a roadie and chauffeur. This was an opportunity that came after meeting record producer and band manager Joe Boyd, famous for his work with acts including Pink Floyd, Nick Drake and Fairport Convention. Over the next few years, Phil freelanced as a sound engineer with various bands including Pete Brown and the Battered Ornaments and Soft Machine. He went on to spend a year working with high-watt amplification, building professional PA systems whilst working as the in-house engineer at the London's Roundhouse. In 1970, an introduction to Charlie Watkins, the owner of Wem PA, resulted in an amazing opportunity to work as the first dedicated sound man for Led Zeppelin, with tour dates across Europe and the US. In 1971, Phil formed his first company, RSD, which specialised in building custom PA systems for bands, including Roy Wood's Wizard and Steve Harley's Cockney Rebel. In 1973, he left RSD to form Soundcraft, a company that specialises in mixing consoles for live and sound recording applications. He also owned live sound company Europa Concert Systems, who catered mainly for American bands touring Europe. In '89, Phil acquired the assets of Focusrite Limited, devoted his energies to building the marketing and brand awareness of the company and developing a strategic relationship with leading audio manufacturer DigiDesign. Phil is currently chairman of the company and more recently has acquired the assets of Novation Electronic Music Systems, with the Novation brand becoming integrated into the business. Phil and Focusrite have had a long-term partnership with the audio music production courses at Bucks, and we're delighted with the introduction of the annual sponsor prize for Best Audio Recording of the Year in 2009, an award that you've seen presented just earlier in today's ceremony. We are thrilled that Phil has agreed to be our guest speaker, and hopefully we've got a short video clip which will act as by way of an introduction before he comes up to address you.
Well, there's an introduction for you. I actually had nothing to do with that particular performance, but 2 months later, I was roughly in this proximity to the band, mixing the show from the side of the stage, initially in Europe and then taken to the States to work on a tour there. And I was 21. I was probably the same age as many of you here. I'd been working since I was 17, as Fraser mentioned in his introduction, and had sort of worked my way up through the, well, not exactly the ranks, but from driving the band to setting up the equipment and finally getting a job as the sound engineer, which I'd never done before, but I said, I had this sort of can-do attitude of, yeah, I can do that, and then figuring it out along the way. So why would I give up a job like that? Well, I did it for about 3 months, and at the end of which, at the end of the American tour, I was half dead, and felt that there had to be an easier way of making a living. But actually, what really inspired me was in the American tour was discovering massive PA systems, the like of which we had never seen in Europe at that time. To give you an idea, that venue was, in the clip, was the Albert Hall. Typical European venues would be 2,000-seat theatres. We went to the States and we were playing in arenas, 15,000 to 20,000-seat arenas, which was just a completely different dimension. And the PA systems needed to be much larger to accommodate that. Now, some of this might not be so interesting to you non-music orientated students, but I think that everybody in this room has probably been to a concert, a festival, and seen the massive PA stacks either side of the stage or suspended from the roof in an arena. And I was right at the beginning of that process of bringing massive PA systems into Europe. And really, I had no qualification to do any of that, but nor did anybody else. So it was, it was just a matter of really trying to have the best equipment to get the best results from mixing a show. I never worked in studios, although I've been involved very much in producing studio equipment over the years. The relevance of all this to you, I hope, is to suggest that at your age, you may have a very clear idea of what you want to do, or you may have absolutely none. You may have studied music production with an ambition of having a career in music production, or simply for the joy of it. Either way, what you've studied here, and I'm speaking to all you graduates, by the way, I congratulate all of you on your degrees, and I wish, like Steve, that I'd had that same sort of opportunity back then. But yeah, what I say to all of you is that now is the beginning of the rest of your life. You have got not only the benefits of your education here and your education to date, but you've also got what it takes in your heart and your body and mind. And you can decide what you want to be, and you can go for it. I didn't know what I wanted to do. It had to evolve through the first few years of my adult life until things took shape and I started my first business. Now, somebody mentioned earlier about career opportunities right now. There are career opportunities out there. You may well already have found yourself your first job postgraduate. But you may be wondering, what am I going to do now? The reality of having to actually support yourself, become financially independent is a real challenge. And, I know this. I have 6 adult children myself, and I've seen them all through that process. And I think what I would say to you is, if you can't find a job, make one. Employ yourself. Find something which somebody else needs and wants and provide it as a product, as a service. There's a whole world of market opportunities out there in every field, be it music, be it computing, anything. So there's no reason to be unemployed. If you can't find a job, make one. And really on that note, I'd just like to wish you every success in your careers. I admire you hugely and wish you good luck.